be in the Weir. It's your debut in the West End, like I said, and it's about a character, Jack, who's a regular in that pub.
Yeah.
Things don't turn out as you'd expect for the evening, isn't that right?
I hate to say, I'm not sure you're right about that, because there's a vignette in the opening where he's looking, and I remember Connor saying to him, he knows something's going to happen tonight, this evening. And it's almost as a kind of a ghost-like kind of feel to that opening. I remember you talking about it, but it's so there's a kind of not a premonition exactly, but there's that feeling of this is a momentous evening, and really all that happens is that a woman makes her way into a male world, and these guys are people who have been dealing with loneliness and aloneness, and loving the aloneness up to a point. And however they're coping with the loneliness then when it does kick in, at a time when, say, the dark in the countryside in Ireland would have been dark. And so they find refuge in stories, and they find refuge in different kinds of realities. But there's a kind of a thing, there's this kind of loose playing. It's like where people say touch wood. You know, it's still around. You know, do people want to have no 13th floor and whatever? You know, the people are still kind of saying there's something other happening that will influence, and just stay on the right side of it and you'll be fine. And so there's a whole kind of series of stories that begun to be told in a way that is very unusual nowadays, where people are actually just chatting and telling stories to each other. And bit by bit, they talk about fairy forts and about strange happenings in the night and things that go bump. But this young woman has come down, and she has her own story.
Yeah.
She's about to be living in amongst them. And it's just what I loved about reading the play again. I'd seen it before. In fact, Brian, my son, was in one production of it. And what took me this time was the fact that in this particular climate, people decide to be the better part of themselves in the end. There's reason for bitterness. There is already tendencies towards it. There are tendencies for all sorts of rancour between them. And something happens that allows the vulnerability to be shown and shared. And it's quite beautiful in the way that it kind of connects, and people through conversation and through actual engagement decide to take and look to the better side of themselves. And there's kind of love in the room in a way that is quite bizarre. And so a community that you felt was quite backbiting, or that had run into a cul-de-sac, is suddenly, the world is their oyster. You just kind of feel these people are enriched by it, you know.
So there's a connection with the film. It's all about connection, isn't it?
Yeah.
Community.
And it's amazing to have something that's so hopeful without any major events happening.
Yeah.
It's incredibly hopeful. And
all they do is interact, really,
yeah,
isn't
absolutely, yeah.
But particularly Kate Phillips' character, who's absolutely staggering. And I have to say, one of the great gifts of this is the cast. It's just wonderful to be playing with people you really want to be playing there with. And her delivery of her story is absolutely, I mean, every single night, we did it for a month in Dublin, and the rapturous standing ovation at the end of every episode. Even the matinees were kind of getting this thing, and like the performances all around, you can feel the connection in the room.
Yeah.
So going to the West End is going to be interesting, because I don't know, there was a certain familiarity with the Irish nature of those old style pubs and those old style places, and I'm fascinated to find out. Because I know the Weir has worked, it's been a smash for 30 years.
That degree of truth is universal, though. I know what you mean, but it's universal, you know.
But culturally, it'd be fascinating to me to see how it translates. And
you're
going to get a very warm welcome, I'm sure.
Especially because he's going to wear that funny eye on the first night. Just
I can start throwing chalk at people.
I think it's established you and Colin have got a great
wheel out a case and he's going to come out of it. Yeah, it's going to be great.
It's like we're in the pub now.
Perfect.
You know, truly. You two have made two brilliant films together, you know, In Bruges, Banshees of Inisherin. Would you make it a hat trick?
God, no, yeah, of course. Yeah. I'd love to, and I will. I said before we were coming out, there's three of us are here. I said that's the past, this the present, but I'd love to think that's the future and the future as well. Like,
beautiful.
Peach of a time working with
right,
both
Martin,
of these.
we want the three of us in it.
Martin,
Martin,
to your line.
Are you watching, Martin?
Are you watching,
Brendan,
Martin?
I've got a plug. You can see Brendan in the Weir at the Howard Pink Theatre in London from Friday.
Oh, yeah.
That's all we've got time for.